Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Hope you've had a great start to the week. On this Summer Wells video, it's June, we're going to be doing some Summer Wells videos. In this video, I'm going to be addressing one of the things that I believe is keeping the investigation from moving forward. And that is, I believe, the police do have persons of interest that they're looking at, and those people of interest are not talking. I think, plain and simple, that's one of the things that's keeping the investigation from moving forward. So, and without further ado, let me dive into what happened in the past, what was said by Ronnie Lawson, and we'll just kind of go forward from here. All right, pay attention, guys. And if you're new to the Summer Wells case, this is something that the sheriff, helping to investigate the case, this is something he come out and said in regards to the parents of Summer Wells.
New here at 5, an update to the investigation into Summer Wells' disappearance.
The Hawkins County Sheriff says the child's parents, Don Wells and Candus Bly, are not cooperating in this ongoing investigation.
And is the family still cooperating? I know you said obviously Don's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They haven't turned.
Meanwhile, today marks the second day of it.
So, that was back, it says here 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago when he said that. This video is 2 years old. So, he says, no, they're not cooperating. They have attorneys. Now, that being said, I have thought this whole time that there are people involved in this investigation that need to talk that are not talking. Okay. And I believe one of the reasons why the investigation has not moved forward is because certain people have invoked their right to remain silent. And me saying that, I've got something else for you to listen to, guys. So we'll break this down.
So have you ever wondered why the police say you have the right to remain silent? Well, I'm going to tell you why they're required to say this to you and when it's best to just keep your mouth shut when dealing with the police.
Yeah, when is it best to keep your mouth shut when dealing with the police? Now, a lot of people say, well, the players in this investigation, they're not smarter than the police. They may not be, but one of the best things you can do if you're a criminal and you're under investigation is just to shut up, right? Just to shut up. So, are we seeing that in the Summer Wells investigation?
So I am criminal defense attorney Hannah Kintoye, and when it comes to the police requirement to inform you of your right to remain silent, the reason why we even got here in the first place is because back in the day, what was happening was that the police were arresting people for crimes, and then they would essentially take them to the back room of the police station and start interrogating them on the very same crime that they were arrested for. And so the courts eventually said, hey, this is not fair. And in fact, this is unlawful because people have constitutional rights. It's your Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights to an attorney that were violated in these situations.
There you go. It's your Fifth and Sixth Amendment right to an attorney. And we had Ronnie Lawson saying Don and Candus had an attorney and that they're not cooperating. So, is this one of the things that's not helping the investigation move forward? Let's listen some more.
And so that's how it came about, that if the police already have probable cause to arrest you for a crime, and then they subsequently start interrogating you on that very same crime that you're arrested for, they gotta let you know about what your constitutional rights are to an attorney. So
now, that being said, you know, I'm sure when Dawn and Candus were taken down to the police station, especially Candus, you know, she was read her rights. And more than likely, in my opinion, Candus done what she always does and probably got up and stormed out of the police station. She done it on Dr. Phil. She done it on the behavior panel. She done it here recently on WJHL. But, hey, it's her constitutional right to remain silent. Is this what's hurting the investigation?
So let me give you an example. Let's say the police arrested you for shoplifting, and after they arrested you, they take you into the police station, into the interrogation room, and they say, you know, we saw you on video surveillance stealing from Target. And your response is to immediately defend yourself. And you say, well, actually, I wasn't stealing. What really happened is when I was in Target, I was in the self-checkout line. And after I had paid for my items, I realized that there was one item that I had not paid for. But I didn't go into the store intending to steal anything. Now, a normal person would say, okay, well, you know, that's not an incriminating statement. You know, you were really just explaining yourself. You didn't admit to a crime. But a criminal defense lawyer will absolutely tell you that you incriminated yourself. And I'll tell you how. One, you admitted that you were in Target. Two, you admitted to taking items that you did not pay for. And then three, you also admitted that you had items in your possession that you didn't pay for, nor did you make any attempts to pay for it once you found out that you had them in your possession. And so what the police would do is they would try to use these statements against you because they are absolutely incriminating statements. Now,
And that being said, Dawn and Candus know this. They know this. It's not like they've never been in trouble before with the law, right? They know what to say and what not to say. Career criminals. They've got a track record of being criminals. Candus has got a track record of having her kids taken away from her by CPS. Let me word that a little differently. Candus has a track record of having her kids taken away and having those kids protected from her. That sounds better. So they know what to say, and most importantly, they know what not to say. They know what not to say. Is that what we're seeing in the Summer Wells case? And we all have the suspicion that Dawn and Candus know more than what they're saying, right? But the problem is, if they choose to remain silent, how's that going to help the investigation? Let's listen on.
Now, if you had an attorney, they would absolutely tell you that those are significantly incriminating statements, and therefore they would have advised you not to make those statements to the police. And so when it comes to the police informing you of your right to remain silent, it's really, really important to remember that this right only applies once you've been arrested and you are being questioned. It doesn't apply.
Okay, so if the police are questioning you, they have to read you your Miranda rights. And if they arrest you, they also have to read you your Miranda rights. You know, a lot of people confuse it and say, oh, they can't read me my Miranda rights unless they just try to arrest me. No. If the police are questioning you in any way, by law, they have to read you your Miranda rights. And being career criminals, Dawn and Candus know what not to say, in my opinion, to the police.
apply just because you are arrested, and it certainly does not apply before you're arrested. So that means that if you were to walk into a police station, right, and say, hey guys, I stole a bunch of items from Target, they could arrest you, right? Or if you say, hey, I just want to let you guys know I shot somebody, they'd absolutely take you into custody. So you want to be very careful about the kinds of statements you make to the police. Obviously, the examples that I gave you were exaggerations, but if the police are approaching you because they're investigating a crime, most of the time they're approaching you because they believe that you have some involvement. So before you start explaining yourself, no matter how nice the police may be, they have a job to do. In the course of doing their job, if you now develop into a suspect, or they find that you actually committed a crime, they have to take you into custody. No matter how nice of a conversation that they had with you, they have a job to do, and they're going to do that even if it's to your detriment. So really, really important to know why you have the right to remain silent. Now, when it comes to the best time to remain silent, the best time is every time. Every time.
Right? The best time to remain silent is anytime. Right? If they're asking, they're up to something. If the police are asking questions, they're up to something. And Don and Candus know this. They know this. And they knew it was coming. In my opinion, they knew it was coming. And being, career criminals, they know what not to say.
A police officer comes in contact with you and wants to ask you questions, it's always best to not answer questions without the presence of an attorney. That's the best I can say, because if you're not a criminal defense attorney, you don't know how those statements can be used against you. Most of the time, your words will be twisted in a way that you did not intend, and they can be used against you no matter what your intent is. So before you make any statements, make sure that you consult with an attorney about what your options are and whether this really truly makes sense for your circumstances.
All right. So Don and Candus, well, the thing is, you can invoke your right to remain silent without getting an attorney. Okay. Just like, if, let's just say, for example, Candus is down at the police station, and, they don't believe her story. And she gets pissed off. She can go, you know what? I'm done being interrogated, just like she does in Dr. Phil, the behavior panel. But she can look at them and say, you know what? I'm not talking to you no more. I'm invoking my right to remain silent. She can do that. It's over. It's over for the police. And she really doesn't have to get an attorney. It'd be advisable to get an attorney once you do that. Very advisable. But you don't have to. So that's the thing here. So anyway, guys, I think, in my opinion, this is one of the problems we're having with the Summer Wells investigation moving forward. Just one of the problems. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And like I said, if I don't get to you immediately, give me a few hours, and I'll try my best to get back to you and answer your questions. And if you have some good valid points or some really good questions, I may even do a video addressing it. So, guys, go ahead, drop some comments. Let me know what you think. Again, hope you're having a great start to the week. And I'll see you on the next video.